Can you believe it? Every rare species is racing against extinction. Globally, species vanish forever every single hour. While some animals number only a few thousand worldwide, they could become extinct in the blink of an eye. Today we'll introduce you to these Earth's precious treasures, uncover the truth behind their endangered status, and crucially, tell you, what can we do to halt this catastrophe? Stay tuned. Many of you may only encounter commonplace cats, dogs, cattle, or sheep in your daily lives, knowing little about these rare creatures. Yet their existence is profoundly intertwined with each of our lives. Let us begin by examining their current survival status, gradually immersing ourselves in the wondrous yet fragile world of these beings. Having discussed their survival struggles, let us now acquaint ourselves with these rare creatures themselves. Each has developed unique characteristics through long evolutionary processes, and most inhabit only specific regions with exceptionally narrow distribution ranges, making them endemic to particular locations. These distinctive traits are both their keys to environmental adaptation and the very factors rendering them survival exceptionally fragile. Take the Mokoya kangaroo, for instance. It stands apart within the kangaroo family, found exclusively on Papua New Guinea's Huen Peninsula. Adult males weigh between 9 and 11 kilograms, possessing short, powerful limbs, particularly robust forelimbs honed by a life spent in the canopy. Their claws are long and sharp, enabling them to grip tree trunks with ease. They also possess a tail approximately 80 centimeters long, which acts as a counterweight during tree climbing or movement, much like a balancing pole held while walking a tightrope. Their fur is short and dense, ranging in color from brown to reddish-brown, allowing them to blend seamlessly into the rainforest environment and evade predators. More intriguingly, the marmoset is a quintessential herbivore, primarily feeding on rainforest leaves, tender shoots, and fruits. Its digestive system, honed through evolutionary adaptation, efficiently breaks down plant fibers, a crucial trait enabling its survival in the nutrient-poor mountain rainforests. Turning to marmosets. This genus comprises 17 species predominantly inhabiting tropical rainforests or open woodlands from southern Central America to Central South America. Among them, the tufted capuchin is endemic to northwestern Colombia in South America. Its most distinctive feature is a tuft of fluffy white hair atop its head, resembling a small white cap. With a body length of approximately 23 to 25 centimeters and a tail nearly as long as its body, these primates exhibit complex social behaviors and communication methods. The woolly-headed marmoset is a gregarious animal, typically forming small groups of 3 to 10 individuals. Within these groups, there is a clear division of labor, with both males and females participating in the rearing of young, a behavior not commonly observed among primates. Then there are the black and white marmosets, found exclusively within the city of Manaus in central Brazil. These diminutive creatures are diurnal, primarily arboreal, and possess a highly distinctive appearance. Their fur is predominantly black and white, with a black face and white flanks and limbs, giving them the appearance from afar of wearing a black and white little coat. Tamarins are omnivorous, consuming fruits, insects, and small vertebrates such as lizards and frogs. Have you ever encountered proboscis monkeys? These distinctive primates, native to Borneo in Southeast Asia, are characterized by their exceptionally large noses and bulbous, kettle-shaped bellies. This distinctive appearance relates to their diet and digestive system. They primarily consume leaves, buds, and fruits from plants like the red-flowered cherry and cannot tolerate high-sugar fruits. This specialized diet further restricts their habitat range. Proboscis monkeys develop increasingly large noses with age, particularly males. This prominent feature aids in attracting females during courtship. Males sway their noses to produce distinctive sounds, showcasing their allure. Their large bellies contain specialized digestive organs that help break down toxins within leaves. Many of the leaves they consume contain trace toxins that would poison ordinary animals. Yet proboscis monkeys remain unaffected. Warthogs may be somewhat familiar to some, named for the distinctive warts on their faces. They are categorized into common warthogs and desert warthogs. Common warthogs inhabit the savannas south of the Sahara Desert, while desert warthogs are exclusively found in the lowland deserts of the Horn of Africa. Additionally, the Philippine warty pig, native to the Philippines, features distinctive curved tusks protruding from the corners of its mouth, along with a wild mane extending from the back of its head and along its spine, traits that set it apart from other sued species. The Philippine warty pig is somewhat smaller than the common warty pig, with adult individuals weighing between 40 and 80 kilograms. They favor foraging in woodlands and scrublands, primarily feeding on plant roots, tubers, fruits, and insects. Notably, the Misha warty pig exhibits monogamous behavior, a rarity among suits. Both males and females jointly care for their young until the offspring can survive independently. The hornbill is another distinctive and rare bird, predominantly found in the tropical regions of Africa and southern Asia. Within China, 5 species are distributed across Yunnan, Guangxi, and Tibet: the double-horned hornbill, the crested hornbill, the white-throated hornbill, the brown-necked hornbill, and the crested helmet hornbill. Their beaks are exceptionally large, accounting for 1/3 to half their body length, with some species featuring distinctive bony crest-like protrusions at the base. Their plumage also varies significantly. African hornbills predominantly exhibit black, white, and gray tones, while Asian species display more vibrant colors. For instance, the double-horned hornbill's plumage is primarily black, with white underparts and wing edges, complemented by a striking red head. Different hornbill species exhibit distinct habitat preferences, inhabiting areas ranging from tropical seasonal rainforests to pristine evergreen forests, and spanning altitudes from 100 to 2,900 meters. Hoopoes are quintessential arboreal birds, nesting within hollows of large trees. After laying eggs, the female seals the entrance with mud and dung, leaving only a narrow slit. The male feeds both the female and chicks through this opening until the young are capable of flight. Hare-footed hares are compact in stature, measuring approximately 30 to 60 centimeters in length and weighing around 5 kilograms. Primarily distributed across North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, the Middle East, and the Arabian Peninsula, they favor habitats in desert and rocky terrain. Their claws resemble hooves, and their footpads lack hair, traits that make them exceptional climbers, enabling them to navigate steep rock faces with ease. Hare rabbits are gregarious creatures, typically forming groups of 10 to 30 individuals governed by a distinct hierarchical structure. They communicate through varied vocalizations, including alarm calls and mating signals. Their diet is highly specialized, consisting primarily of herbaceous plants and shrub leaves. Their sharp teeth enable them to readily sever tough plant stems. Black-capped squirrels inhabit several countries east of the Andes in South America, including Brazil, Peru, and Bolivia. Their crowns bear dense black fur resembling a black cap, while their long, prehensile tails are highly adept at grasping. Some adult individuals also possess distinctive red cheeks, making them particularly recognizable. Black-capped squirrel monkeys are omnivorous, primarily consuming fruits, seeds, insects, and small vertebrates. They possess high intelligence and can use simple tools, such as smashing nuts open with stones. Their social structure is complex, typically forming groups of 20 to 40 individuals governed by a strict hierarchy. Males compete through combat for leadership, with the dominant male enjoying priority access to mates and food. Possums inhabit the Americas exclusively, exhibiting significant size variation. The diminutive short-tailed possum weighs merely 10 grams, while larger species exceed 2 kilograms. They possess elongated muzzles and faces covered in long whiskers. Most species possess prehensile tails for grasping branches, while semi-aquatic varieties have evolved webbed hind feet for aquatic maneuvering. Possums are nocturnal creatures, primarily active at night. Their diet is highly omnivorous, consuming almost anything including fruits, seeds, insects, small vertebrates, and carrion. Possums possess a unique defense mechanism. When threatened, they feign death by becoming rigid, with breathing and heartbeat slowing to near imperceptibility, deceiving predators into abandoning their attack. Triangular sheep are the product of genetic mutation, with a very small global population found only in the herds of a few breeders. They are currently known to be distributed primarily in parts of Europe and Asia. Apart from the 3 horns on their heads, their other characteristics are similar to those of ordinary sheep. However, the position and shape of the 3rd horn vary. Some grow between the 2 normal horns, while others grow above the forehead. Triangular sheep exhibit slower growth rates and reduced reproductive capacity compared to their common counterparts. As a result of genetic mutation, their genetic stability is poor, meaning offspring may not inherit the triple horn trait. Additionally, there are short-spined dogs, a collective term for canines afflicted with short spine syndrome. Fewer than 30 such dogs are registered globally, distributed across various countries worldwide. They are born without necks or tails, their bodies appearing truncated, with heads and torsos exhibiting spiral deformities that starkly contrast with typical canine form. Due to structural deficiencies, brachycephalic dogs possess severely limited self-care abilities. Many cannot walk or feed independently, requiring meticulous human care. Their lifespans are also considerably shorter than normal dogs, with most surviving only 3 to 5 years. Finally, a few more rare animals. The okapi inhabits only the tropical rainforests of the Democratic Republic of the Congo in Africa. Currently, the Okapi Wildlife Reserve in Congo is home to approximately 5,000 individuals. In February 2025, an okapi returned to the Epilou area of the reserve after a 13-year absence. The okapi possesses a distinctive appearance, resembling a hybrid of a zebra and a giraffe. Its body is brown, with black and white stripes on its legs. Its neck is shorter than a giraffe's but longer than that of a typical deer. These solitary creatures are primarily nocturnal, feeding on leaves, tender shoots, and fruits. The Yangtze River dolphin, endemic to the middle and lower reaches of China's Yangtze River, remains a nationally protected species. Its streamlined body features smooth skin, a bluish-gray back, and a white belly. An accomplished swimmer, it navigates swiftly through the water. The Capuchin monkey inhabits the tropical rainforests of South America. Its face is covered in thick fur, giving the appearance of wearing a mask, hence its name. The blue-footed booby resides in the tropical and subtropical waters of the eastern Pacific Ocean. Its feet are a striking blue color, making it highly recognizable. It excels at both flight and diving, feeding primarily on fish. Each of these species is adapted to specific ecological environments. Once their habitats are destroyed, they struggle to survive and reproduce elsewhere. Every one is a unique presence in nature, possessing irreplaceable value. Having outlined these rare animals' characteristics, one might wonder why their survival prospects remain so bleak. The primary cause lies in human impact. As human societies expand and develop, our interventions in natural environments intensify, imposing multifaceted, lethal threats upon these species. These dangers do not exist in isolation but intertwine to form a deadly web, gradually pushing these rare creatures to the brink of extinction. Firstly, excessive hunting. Many rare animals possessing economic value become targets for poachers. Take the marmoset kangaroo, for instance. Human hunting is considered a significant potential factor affecting its population numbers. In parts of Papua New Guinea, local residents hunt marmoset kangaroos for their meat. Although local governments have relevant conservation regulations, due to inadequate enforcement, illegal hunting persists despite repeated bans. Warthog tusks, prized as decorative or craft items, fuel persistent illegal hunting in certain regions. In parts of Africa, processed tusks are sold as souvenirs to tourists, fetching hundreds or even thousands of pounds per set. Such lucrative profits drive poachers to take desperate risks. The helmet crest, feathers, and meat of hornbills are highly valued, making them targets for illegal hunters. With their numbers already low, such poaching exacerbates their plight. In Yunnan, China, there have been cases of illegal hunting of double-horned hornbills, where poachers remove the helmet crest to sell to illegal traders, dealing a severe blow to hornbill populations. Deforestation represents another existential threat. Vast swaths of pristine forest are indiscriminately cleared for agricultural expansion, timber extraction, and urban development, causing the habitats of rare species to vanish and their living space to shrink. The mangrove forests, swamps, and riparian woodlands inhabited by proboscis monkeys have also suffered extensive destruction due to logging and land conversion for farming. The mangroves of Borneo serve as the proboscis monkey's primary habitat. However, in recent years, extensive mangrove areas have been cleared for palm oil plantations due to the expansion of the palm oil industry, drastically reducing the monkey's available habitat. Statistics indicate that over the past 50 years, Kalimantan's mangrove coverage has diminished by more than 40%, directly contributing to a population decline exceeding 30% among proboscis monkeys. The tropical rainforests inhabited by the bonobos have similarly suffered from excessive logging. Moreover, the Congo Reserve where they reside faces additional threats from armed groups and illegal gold mining operations. These activities degrade soil and water sources, disrupt the bonobos' natural existence, and exacerbate habitat destruction. Similarly, the South American rainforests home to the capuchin monkeys have been extensively deforested due to human activities, fragmenting their survival space. South America's rainforests rank among the world's most biodiverse regions, yet vast swaths are destroyed annually through agricultural expansion and timber harvesting, driving down capuchin monkey populations. Beyond these threats, the illegal wildlife trade directly impacts these species. Many rare animals, prized for their distinctive appearance, are illegally captured and sold as pets. Take marmosets, for instance. Their small, endearing size has led them to be forcibly incorporated into the wildlife trade chain as pets, directly causing their wild populations to plummet. Globally, the illegal wildlife trade is a vast black market industry, with annual transactions reaching hundreds of billions of dollars. And marmosets are a key commodity within this trade. A wild woolly-headed marmoset can fetch thousands of dollars on the illegal market. Many people purchase marmosets as pets out of novelty, unaware that over 80% die during capture and transport. Moreover, wild marmosets struggle to adapt to captive environments, with most succumbing shortly after acquisition. Squirrel monkeys too face illegal capture due to their distinctive mask-like facial markings, destined for the pet trade. Beyond being kept as pets, their fur is also used to craft decorative items, further exacerbating their survival crisis. Unscrupulous breeding practices also harm many rare animals kept in captivity. Some unscrupulous breeders deliberately engage in inbreeding to produce individuals with unusual physical traits, which they then sell at inflated prices. Take the short-spined dog, for instance. Their short-spine syndrome is directly linked to inbreeding. These unscrupulous breeders disregard animal health and welfare entirely, prioritizing profit by amplifying genetic defects through inbreeding to produce and sell these dogs. This practice not only causes immense suffering for the dogs themselves but also severely damages canine genetic diversity. Beyond spina bifida dogs, unscrupulous breeders also produce inbred marmosets and hornbills. These inbred individuals are often physically frail, prone to various illnesses, and have significantly reduced lifespans. Furthermore, human activities such as environmental pollution, hydraulic engineering projects, shipping disturbances, and overfishing are severely impacting the survival of rare animals. River pollution and air pollution have devastated the habitat and food resources of proboscis monkeys. In parts of Kalimantan, industrial and domestic wastewater discharges have severely degraded river water quality. Consuming contaminated water causes these monkeys to contract various diseases, while river pollution also reduces the abundance of aquatic plants, their primary food source. Water conservancy projects, water pollution, overfishing, and shipping disturbances in the Yangtze River basin have severely disrupted the bigee's habitat, causing its population to plummet dramatically. Some even consider it functionally extinct. Water conservancy projects alter river currents and temperatures, disrupting the bigee's migration and breeding patterns. Water pollution destroys their food resources, while overfishing reduces the fish populations they depend on. Shipping disturbances frighten the bigee, preventing normal foraging and resting. The breeding grounds of the blue-footed booby are disrupted by human activities, coupled with overfishing that leaves them without sufficient food. Marine pollution and climate change further impact their reproduction, causing their population to gradually decline. The blue-footed booby primarily feeds on sardines, but due to overfishing, sardine numbers continue to diminish, frequently leaving the birds facing food shortages. Concurrently, marine pollution contaminates their plumage, impairing flight and insulation capabilities, while climate change alters ocean temperatures and currents, reducing breeding success rates. Climate change impacts must also be acknowledged. Global warming triggers glacial melt, sea level rise, and increased extreme weather events, all threatening rare species survival. For instance, the mountain wallaby, inhabiting high-altitude regions, faces rising temperatures and dwindling food resources as glaciers melt due to warming. Extreme weather further disrupts their breeding cycles. Similarly, polar species like polar bears struggle as melting sea ice hinders hunting, worsening their survival prospects. Some may wonder, these rare creatures seem distant from our lives. Why should their survival concern us? The answer is unequivocally yes. Despite their small numbers and limited distribution, these species play indispensable roles within ecosystems. They hold irreplaceable significance in maintaining ecological balance and ensuring the stable functioning of ecosystems. They function as the screws within ecosystems. Though seemingly insignificant, their absence could render entire ecosystems dysfunctional. Firstly, many rare animals serve as vital seed dispersers, playing a pivotal role in the material cycles and energy flows of ecosystems. In tropical rainforests, plant seeds require dispersal to diverse locations to take root and sprout, with rare animals serving as primary dispersers. Take squirrel monkeys for instance. When consuming fruits, they disperse seeds from nearby forests into deforested areas. These seeds can then germinate in suitable environments, fostering new plant growth and gradually restoring damaged tropical woodlands. Research indicates that seeds dispersed by marmosets exhibit significantly higher germination rates than those spread by other means. This is because the marmoset digestive system removes toxins from seed surfaces, facilitating germination. Barbary macaques, with their extensive daily ranges covering several kilometers, carry seeds to more distant locations while foraging, thereby aiding forest regeneration and expansion. The greater kudu, being larger in stature, can access fruit from elevated positions, dispersing seeds often beyond the reach of other animals, thereby enriching the diversity of rainforest flora. Hornbills, capable of swallowing larger fruits, disperse seeds that grow into plants predominantly comprising rainforest-dominant species, playing a crucial role in maintaining the ecological structure of the rainforest. Moreover, rare animals serve vital roles within the food chain. As prey for carnivores, they help stabilize predator populations, thereby safeguarding the entire ecological balance. On the African savanna, warthogs constitute a primary food source for apex predators like lions and hyenas. Their numbers directly influence the survival of these carnivores. Should warthogs become extinct, lions and hyenas would face food shortages, leading to declines in their populations and ultimately disrupting the ecological balance of the entire African savanna. The small but highly prolific hyrax provides a stable food source for predators like leopards and eagles, thereby helping maintain predator population equilibrium. Possums possess omnivorous diets, simultaneously acting as ecological scavengers by consuming carrion to reduce pathogen transmission, and serving as prey for foxes and wolves. They thus fulfill dual roles as both cleaners and food providers within ecosystems. Certain rare species function as ecological barometers, reflecting the health of their environments. Highly sensitive to environmental shifts, even minor disturbances significantly impact their survival. Take the Yangtze River dolphin, for instance. As a cetacean endemic to the Yangtze River basin, its survival is highly sensitive to changes in water quality and aquatic ecosystems. Its status directly reflects the health of the Yangtze ecosystem, earning it the monikers panda of the river and indicator species for the Yangtze ecosystem. The survival of the blue-footed booby is intrinsically linked to marine ecosystems. Issues such as ocean pollution and overfishing directly impact its food sources and breeding success rates. Declining populations serve as a stark warning of marine ecological crises. Hornbills demand exceptionally intact forests and abundant food resources, making fluctuations in their numbers a barometer for the health of tropical rainforest ecosystems. Beyond this, rare animals hold significant scientific value. Their unique morphology, physiological structures, and evolutionary histories provide invaluable material for scientists studying biological evolution and ecological adaptation. Many important scientific discoveries have been made through research on rare animals. Take the hyrax, for instance, which occupies a unique position in evolutionary history as a key witness to the evolution of terrestrial mammals. Its fossil record aids scientists in studying early mammalian evolution, clarifying the transition from aquatic to terrestrial life, and holds profound significance for understanding the origins and evolution of life. The pygmy hippopotamus, the only extant close relative of the giraffe, offers unique anatomical and physiological insights into the evolution of the Giraffidae family. Genetic studies of this species have revealed the evolutionary mechanisms behind the giraffe's elongated neck, advancing biological understanding. Similarly, the short-spined dog's short spine syndrome provides a vital model for investigating the relationship between genetic defects and animal development, offering valuable parallels for research into human genetic disorders. Rare animals also possess potential economic and medicinal value. Many harbor unique components within their bodily tissues that may hold significant therapeutic potential. For instance, the hornbill's cast contains a specialized protein exhibiting antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties, currently under scientific investigation for potential novel drug development. Additionally, the skin secretions of the bonobo gorilla contain antibacterial substances capable of resisting multiple bacterial infections, offering fresh perspectives for novel antibiotic development. Furthermore, rare animals can stimulate local ecotourism industries. Many regions attract substantial visitor numbers due to their rare fauna, which not only boosts local economies but also heightens conservation awareness among residents. Take the Congo's Okapi Sanctuary, for instance, which annually draws substantial numbers of eco-tourists. Their visits generate considerable economic revenue for the region while simultaneously raising local awareness of the importance of protecting okapis. Thus, these rare animals are not merely natural treasures but indispensable components of ecosystems. Protecting them is fundamentally about safeguarding the balance and stability of ecosystems, and thereby preserving our own human habitat. Given the critical importance of safeguarding rare species, what is the current global conservation landscape? While worldwide recognition of this imperative is growing, accompanied by various protective measures, significant shortcomings persist, indicating a long road ahead. Different nations and regions implement tailored conservation strategies based on local circumstances. Some approaches yield tangible results, while others require refinement. Firstly, regarding species listing, numerous rare animals have been included in relevant red lists of threatened species, securing legal protection. According to the IUCN Red List of Threatened Species, updated in October 2025, multiple rare animals feature on this list, categorized into different conservation levels based on their degree of endangerment. This provides crucial guidance for global conservation efforts. The IUCN Red List stands as one of the world's most authoritative conservation references. Its periodic updates enable nations globally to better understand species survival status and formulate corresponding conservation measures. Beyond the IUCN Red List, numerous countries have established their own national endangered species protection lists to safeguard rare fauna within their territories. Our nation places great emphasis on protecting rare animals, designating all 5 species of hornbills as Class 1 nationally protected wildlife. Specific conservation regulations have been enacted for endemic treasures like the Yangtze River dolphin. The updated National List of Key Protected Wildlife December 2025 employs legal measures to curb illegal hunting, killing, and trade of rare animals and their products. China has further enacted the Wildlife Protection Law, which clearly stipulates the protection, utilization, and management of wildlife while intensifying efforts to combat illegal poaching and wildlife trade. In recent years, China has successfully cracked down on multiple cases involving the illegal hunting and trade of rare animals, effectively curbing the spread of such unlawful activities. Secondly, regarding habitat conservation, establishing nature reserves stands as a primary measure. These reserves provide rare animals with secure living environments while minimizing human disturbance, representing one of the most effective conservation strategies. For instance, the Democratic Republic of the Congo has established multiple nature reserves to protect the okapi, most notably the Adzala-Kokoya National Park and the Salonga National Park. In 2025, through collaboration between the reserve and the okapi conservation program, an okapi was successfully reintroduced to the Epulu area of the reserve. This marked the first sighting of okapi in this region in 13 years. Despite this positive development, The reserve continues to face severe threats from armed groups, poaching, and illegal gold mining operations, maintaining a critical conservation situation. Armed groups conduct illegal activities within the reserve, damaging facilities and disrupting the okapi's natural habitat. Poachers hunt okapi illegally, and unauthorized gold mining degrades soil and water sources, diminishing the okapi's food supply. Our nation has also established multiple nature reserves in the middle and lower reaches of the Yangtze River, specifically protecting habitats for rare aquatic species such as the Yangtze finless porpoise. Examples include the Yangtze River Swanzhou Yangtze finless porpoise National Nature Reserve and the Yangtze River Shinluo Section Yangtze finless porpoise National Nature Reserve. These reserves implement measures to enhance monitoring and protection of Yangtze water quality, minimize disruption to aquatic life from hydraulic engineering and shipping, while conducting restocking activities to bolster species populations. To safeguard proboscis monkeys, relevant nations on Borneo have established protected zones around their habitats, restricting destructive human activities. Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei have further formed the Proboscis Monkey Conservation Alliance to jointly advance conservation efforts, enhance transnational cooperation, and improve protection outcomes. Regarding captive breeding programs, numerous zoos and wildlife conservation institutions are actively endeavoring to increase populations of these rare animals, thereby safeguarding species continuity. Captive breeding serves as a vital conservation tool for endangered species, particularly those with dwindling wild populations. It provides a secure environment for reproduction and population growth. For instance, in 2017, China introduced a proboscis monkey colony from Indonesia, establishing Guangzhou Changlong Wildlife World as the nation's sole dedicated conservation center and habitat for these primates. Since the successful birth of China's first proboscis monkey infant in 2018, 15 second and third generation proboscis monkeys have been born. In 2025 alone, 2 new infants were welcomed. To ensure the proboscis monkeys are well fed, Changlong has dedicated 20 acres of land to cultivating over 15 varieties of locally endemic foliage, such as the Chinese cherry and the Chinese olive tree, which are favored by these primates. Concurrently, Changlong has established comprehensive breeding records for the proboscis monkeys, meticulously tracking each individual's health status and reproductive outcomes to ensure the smooth progression of breeding programs. The Bronx Zoo in New York is also undertaking captive breeding efforts for the marmoset kangaroo, though with limited success rates. Nevertheless, these endeavors have yielded invaluable insights for the species conservation. The zoo has specially designed an enclosure for the march kangaroos that simulates their natural habitat, planting extensive rainforest vegetation to provide ample food and space for activity. Concurrently, the zoo's research team has conducted in-depth studies on the march kangaroo's reproductive behavior, attempting to enhance breeding success through artificial intervention. 10 zoos in the United States, accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, house approximately 200 woolly-headed marmosets, ensuring their successful reproduction through artificial intervention. These zoos have also established a breeding cooperation network for woolly-headed marmosets, sharing breeding expertise and genetic resources to prevent inbreeding and enhance the genetic diversity of the population. Beyond establishing nature reserves and implementing captive breeding programs, nations worldwide have adopted additional conservation measures. These include intensifying efforts to combat illegal wildlife trade through international cooperation to rigorously suppress transnational trafficking, conducting conservation awareness campaigns to heighten public consciousness, and increasing financial investment in conservation initiatives to support project implementation. Despite these endeavors, significant challenges persist in protecting rare species. Firstly, insufficient foundational research remains a critical constraint on conservation efforts. In-depth understanding of the ecological habits, reproductive patterns, and population dynamics of many rare species is lacking, resulting in a shortage of robust scientific evidence for formulating effective conservation measures. For instance, fundamental research on hornbills in our country is notably inadequate. We have yet to fully grasp their reproductive cycles and migration routes, posing significant challenges to hornbill conservation. Research on the black-capped squirrel monkey is also relatively scarce, predominantly focused on captive populations, with limited understanding of the wild species ecology. Scientific studies on the takin are particularly meager, offering insufficient scientific support for their conservation. Secondly, global collaboration remains inadequate. Many rare species span multiple countries and regions, necessitating international cooperation for effective protection. However, transnational conservation cooperation currently faces numerous obstacles in some regions, hindering the formation of a cohesive conservation effort. For instance, the proboscis monkey inhabits Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei. Although these nations have established a conservation alliance, divergences in economic development levels and conservation policies among them lead to significant disagreements during conservation implementation, undermining effectiveness. Consider the bonobo, primarily found in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, yet its habitat extends into neighboring nations. The absence of effective cooperative mechanisms among these countries hinders comprehensive conservation efforts for the species. Beyond these challenges, insufficient conservation funding and weak conservation awareness among local communities further impede progress. Many developing nations, constrained by economic limitations, lack adequate resources to invest in conservation efforts. This results in rudimentary protection facilities and insufficient personnel, rendering effective conservation work unattainable. Simultaneously, weak conservation awareness among local communities persists, with many unaware of the importance of protecting rare animals. Illegal hunting and habitat destruction continue. For instance, in parts of Papua New Guinea, local residents still hunt the Michel kangaroo for its meat and fur, unaware that such actions pose a severe threat to the species' survival. Finally, I wish to emphasize the necessity of protecting rare animals and issue a call to action. Safeguarding these species is not merely about preserving individual creatures. It is about upholding the balance of our planet's ecosystems and maintaining biodiversity. This is an inescapable responsibility for humanity, requiring concerted global effort across all sectors. Humans are not the sole inhabitants of this planet. We coexist with other creatures to form this richly diverse world, where every species holds the right to live and reproduce. From an ecological perspective, each species constitutes an essential component of the ecosystem. Much like the cogs in a machine, regardless of size, each plays an irreplaceable role. Though rare animals exist in small numbers, they possess unique ecological value in dispersing plant seeds, maintaining food chain equilibrium, and indicating environmental changes. Should these species vanish, not only would their respective food chains fracture, jeopardizing other species' survival, but the material cycles and energy flows within ecosystems would also be disrupted. This would destabilize the entire ecological system. For instance, if marmosets became extinct, numerous plants in tropical rainforests would lose effective seed dispersal, hindering forest regeneration. This would subsequently impact other forest-dependent species, triggering a chain reaction that could destabilize global ecological equilibrium. Biodiversity constitutes Earth's precious heritage and underpins human survival and development. As vital components of this diversity, rare animals enrich the planet's genetic reservoir, offering humanity greater scientific resources and potential utilitarian value. Their distinctive morphology, physiological structures, and evolutionary histories provide invaluable material for scientific inquiry, deepening our understanding of life's evolutionary patterns. Simultaneously, biodiversity furnishes humanity with diverse resources including food, medicine, and energy, safeguarding human survival and advancement. Should biodiversity be compromised, human existence and development would face severe repercussions. Crucially, protecting rare animals is intrinsically linked to humanity's future prospects. Human survival and progress depend on stable, healthy ecosystems, and the status of rare animals directly reflects the quality of these environments. For instance, the endangered status of the Yangtze River dolphin beige indicates severe disruption to the Yangtze ecosystem. The health of this ecosystem is intrinsically linked to ecological security, water resource utilization, and agricultural production in southern China. As the mother river, the Yangtze's ecological damage impacts the lives of hundreds of millions of people along its course. The decline in blue-footed booby populations similarly alerts us to crises in marine ecosystems. As Earth's lungs, oceans play a vital role in absorbing carbon dioxide and regulating global climate. Should marine ecosystems be destroyed, global climate instability would intensify. Extreme weather events would become more frequent, and human survival and development would be jeopardized. Thus, protecting rare animals fundamentally safeguards our own living environment and ensures our long-term development. Here, I wish to make several specific appeals. Firstly, resolutely oppose practices that harm rare animals, such as unscrupulous breeding, illegal hunting, and illicit wildlife trade. As members of the public, we must refrain from purchasing or consuming rare animals and their products, and avoid acquiring illegally bred rare animals as pets. Should illegal hunting or trading activities be observed, report them promptly to the relevant authorities. Relevant authorities must intensify enforcement efforts to rigorously combat illegal hunting, killing, and trade. They should regulate the animal breeding industry, shut down unscrupulous breeding facilities, safeguard animal health and welfare, and strengthen border port oversight to curb the spread of transnational illegal wildlife trade. Secondly, support should be extended to legitimate, accredited pet breeding establishments and wildlife conservation organizations that adhere to animal welfare standards. Examples include the Proboscis Monkey Conservation Program at Guangzhou Changlong Wildlife World and the Bonobo Conservation Project in the Congo. Support can be provided through visiting zoos, participating in charitable donations, or volunteering. Financial contributions can help improve sanctuary facilities and increase conservation staff, while volunteering allows participation in animal care and the dissemination of conservation knowledge to wider audiences. Thirdly, strengthen public education on rare animal conservation to heighten awareness. Utilize social media, short videos, and science lectures to inform those around you about the survival status and conservation significance of rare animals. Help more people understand their endearing yet fragile nature and recognize the importance of protection. For instance, create relevant short videos for platforms like Douyin, Kuaishou, and YouTube, or organize science lectures inviting experts to share knowledge. Concurrently, rare animal conservation knowledge should be integrated into the school education system to cultivate conservation awareness from an early age, fostering good habits of caring for animals and protecting nature. Finally, international cooperation must be strengthened to overcome transnational conservation barriers and establish a global collaborative protection mechanism. Governments worldwide should enhance communication and consultation to formulate unified conservation policies and standards, share conservation experiences and research findings, and pool global resources to form a cohesive conservation effort. This could involve establishing transboundary nature reserves to protect species with cross-border distributions, conducting international research collaborations to clarify species ecology and reproductive patterns, and creating global rare animal gene banks to preserve genetic resources. Concurrently, developed nations should increase financial and technical support for developing countries, assisting them in upgrading conservation facilities and enhancing protection capabilities to jointly advance global rare animal conservation efforts. Protecting rare animals is a long-term and arduous undertaking, demanding the unremitting efforts of successive generations. It is not the responsibility of any single individual or nation, but a shared duty for all humanity. We cannot wait until a species has become extinct to regret failing to protect it properly, nor can we ignore their existence simply because they live far from us. The disappearance of every species represents a significant loss to Earth's biodiversity and a profound loss for humankind. Only when each of us takes action, starting with small steps in our daily lives, opposing harmful practices, supporting conservation efforts, and spreading awareness, can these precious species continue to thrive on Earth. This will enrich our planet's biodiversity and foster a more stable, healthy ecosystem. Right then, that concludes today's video. I wonder which rare animal left the deepest impression on you after watching. Was it the proboscis monkey with its large nose? Or the okapi, resembling a cross between a zebra and a giraffe? Do share your thoughts in the comments section. If you found this video meaningful, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. You could also share it with friends to raise awareness about protecting rare animals. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.